Good morning, this is BayRadio International. One or two people noticing that, so a slight name change, and we may go some way towards explaining that in just a few minutes' time as we make our way through this, because I am back, not for the first time, in the headmaster's office with Chris Aiken, Lady Elizabeth School, LES to you and me. And, well, welcome back. I mean, it feels like we've just gone back after summer, but you've had half term already.
It feels like it was the first day of school yesterday. It's been a really, really busy year so far. We've had lots of wonderful learning happening in the classrooms, kids taking new courses that they hadn't explored before in the upper part of the school. Year threes becoming year fours and taking on more responsibility for their own learning. And one of the most exciting programs in primary that we're working on this year is called OPAL, which is outdoor play and learning. And it's a program that its roots are, there's a gentleman from Scotland and he's created an organization and it's being used worldwide. And the whole idea is, our kids have as much time at recess or on the patio, as they would call it here in Spain, as they do learning mathematics. And so we really should have a design to how we're trying to help kids learn how to play, interact, socialize with one another, and also allow them to pursue their interests and their passions. So it used to be, well, all the year ones have to go over there, and all the year twos, well, where in life is it like that? When you go to a restaurant on the RNL and you walk in, do they say, oh, 43-year-olds, oh, you go over there, you're having fish. 41-year-old ma'am, okay, you're over there, you're having pizza. They don't break us into year cohorts. They allow us to, enjoy what we want to enjoy. And it's the same thing in play.
But that as an adult, after maybe 30, it becomes, you don't really notice that. But as kids, do they mix like year-wise?
Yeah, no, our kids have always mixed, and it is by design. That's part of our school design, is to have, older kids modeling for younger kids and having that. But you want each kid to feel that they've got a place in the school. That when they come to school, it's like, yeah, I play Foursquare over there. That's where I do my thing, Or my guys, year 9, we roll with basket at break time, and we've got our game, and we're keeping tabs. So yeah, school's got to be well equipped to have play spaces that are appropriate. That's been one of the great new things this year as well. We've got, as I said, new students and new families that have joined us, and they're exploring courses that perhaps they didn't have on offer at the schools they came from. So digital design and photography and travel and tourism and marine biology. These are courses that we have that are really exciting for our older students, but also for our younger students. We have a curriculum base with the international primary curriculum it's a framework. So it's not saying we do the same thing every year. What we're looking at is big concepts and big ideas, and we're bringing in new content, topical items, things that, we have our kids in the lower school that are doing not TikTok, but TikTok-like, representations of their learning. So quick things that just demonstrate how quickly they're catching on to things, and obviously weaving the technology makes it exciting. So we have what we call a PALS workshop series. It's Parents as Learners.
Yeah.
So PALS. And the idea is kind of just giving people some starting points, because, for many of us as parents, we don't do anything different than what we were told. When it came time for me to look for university, I did it all by myself. I didn't even tell my parents where I'd applied.
Right.
But I had a really good guidance counselor that I went to, and he helped me out in my high school. So for some of these parents, are like, what's the first question to ask? These are the kind of things at this school that we try to give people the leg up, so that they can help their children and be the best parents that they can be, and the kids can be as successful as they can be.
Mm-hmm. You touched on one or two of the newer subjects, including photography. Now, it was brought to our attention this week that one of your students in the GCSE photography obtained the highest mark in the world. Yeah. Not just in Spain, around Costa, Blanca,
so
worldwide.
In the world.
It is extraordinary, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's there's some feathers in the cap, but it's really because of the work that is done all along the way. Those the results that our kids end up getting are great, but they're a result, and a result is something at the end of a long process. And some of our best results are not the best mark in the world. They might be a passing grade because the child has come so far. We all have different points of departure, as I say, and different points of arrival. So yeah, we're really proud of that particular result, but we're proud of all the results. So we have some top marks in Europe, top marks in Spain, top marks in the world for our, our results. But again, as I said, behind every result, there's a story. I've just graduated my youngest daughter, and she just got into a wonderful University of Toronto.
Great.
But her journey along the way, it's a little emotional. But I tell you, when she went into her dorm room in Toronto, I dropped her off at the end of August, and it was 5 seconds. She said, "Dad, I got this," and she walked into the room, and she met her roommate, who now is her best friend, Tally. It was the confidence that she had when she went into that room, and that confidence is built on all the little touch points that she's had along the way at a school like this, and all the other schools that she's attended in her life. So I've got to thank her teachers from when we used to live in Bali, when we used to live in China, when we used to live in Peru, all these things. But those are kind of intangibles that a school can help foster in kids and develop in kids, because at the end of the day, if your kid is confident, then they're going to be able to take advantage of the skills they have and build on them and make the most of their experiences.
Just a reminder for anyone that's not sure, because you're based in Spain, but offering the British curriculum, and as an example, you say your daughter was able to go off to university in Canada. So you're building up to that, and it sets them up to go pretty much anywhere.
Well, we talk about our kind of unique aspects at the school, things that make us maybe a little different than other schools. And one of the things that we talk about is the best of both worlds. And that was the old line, where we talked about the best of British education, the best of Spanish education. Well, the best of British education and the best of Spanish education is the best of an international education. So we pull on, we use curriculum that we pull on from the best of American education, from Australian curriculum series, from, we're looking at what are the best practices that you're using in Scandinavian schools when it comes to teaching and learning. So our program has a British curriculum framework in that, at the top end, we use, GCSEs and we use A-levels as qualifications. But the content that we're looking at is very, very international.
Brings us on to my little cheesy intro there, because, as I said, we are calling ourselves BayRadio International.
Oh, yeah. Because I like the turn.
If we're going to use, office speak, the demographic is shifting somewhat. Yeah. But you've always had a diverse community here at the school as far as the families go.
It's quite amazing. We keep track of the different demographics, and possibly the easiest way to take a look at the changes over the years. All of the different flags that we have flying out front, those represent a different nationality that's here in the school. Now, there's only one kid. We had a wonderful flag raising ceremony for the kids from Uzbekistan. We had to go out and get their flag, and they were so excited when they got here, and we filmed it and everything. 2 of our new boarders, they're so proud of their nation, and they should be represented with these flags. And as one parent said when they came up, he said, it's like the United Nations around here. I said, well yeah. It kind of is. That said, 7 years ago, 3 out of every 4 students at the school were UK nationals, were from Essex or Sussex or Kent or Dorset or what have you. And now they represent about 20% of our student body. Spanish nationals are about 20% of our student bodies. UK nationals about 15%, Russian nationals about 11%, Ukrainian nationals have become our 4th largest demographic at 8 or 9%. But actually, our number 1 demographic is other. Right. So if you took the top 10, but then you took 11 through 58, that's actually our largest demographic, and that kind of is a fairly strong bellwether of an international learning community. BayRadio has always been international. What is changing is the nature of the international community here.
Yes.
It was international in terms of people who were from outside Spain, but many of those people spoke just English. Yeah. Right? Whereas now we've got people who speak English and Dutch and or French or German, and they're well educated. They want to come here because it's a wonderful place to live, and people who have a very global outlook on life, and they need to have places or resources to go to I would say Bay is a place to go to, and you can turn on your radio, you get in your car, and you can listen to music you like or that will inspire you, that's different, that's in the language that you know, that's in common English. And there's a huge parallel here with our community.
But 58 nationalities. If you were to sit someone down and say, name 58 countries.
I could do it. I could totally do it.
You think?
Yeah.
How long would it take you?
I can't do the United States. Remember, there was one trying to do the 50 continents.
Oh, yeah, the 50. Yeah.
Can't do it. Always forget Delaware. Everyone forgets Delaware.
Yes, of course. But also, I mean, we know about the facilities here because we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
You've been on. But they are a good base for offering extracurricular activities.
I mean,
you're calling the plus clubs. This comes into it, yeah?
We got over 50 plus clubs. I was just speaking with Liam Williamson, who's our plus clubs coordinator, and just the numbers this term are through the roof. So we got all kinds of teachers who are running plus clubs. I'm doing basketball on Thursday afternoons. Got to do my hoops club. But we've also got outside external providers that come in, taekwondo and these kind of things, robotic kids. So all of our plus clubs are really under the 4 pillars of, sport, the arts, service activities, and then kind of academic clubs. And so there's something for everyone. We've got Spanish dance. We've got younger ones. But I just saw the kids coming across the road with Diego Llamazares. They're going to do his special science club and that they do for the younger ones. And we have the best facilities, and some would say in many of our facilities are the best in Spain, but definitely in this area. But as I always say, Moody, they're just a bunch of buildings until we fill them with kids and program and lots of stuff that we can do in them. That's a lovely 450-seat theater.
Yes. Yeah.
But when you hear a kid singing in there doing a solo, that's when it becomes that place. You know what I mean?
I still have a mental image of the Fun Science Club. It's only a matter of time before he does the one where you drop a bit of cesium into water.
Oh yeah, no, we do that. We've set off the fire alarms before.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah.
Those are the days that the kids come home with a story to tell.
Yeah. So. Now, what we're building up to here is the open day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's why we've got you at this particular time.
Yeah.
Just a week away.
Yeah.
Give us the dates and some of the details.
Oh, you're questioning me on the dates. That's I got to talk to you. It's the 30th.
It's the 30th. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got our open house, and for prospective families, what we try to do is, we'd like to have people come up to the school, see what are you interested in. Oh, my son is really big into theater. It's like, okay, well, then we're going to make sure that we have an orientation for you on our arts program so that you understand what we have. Or we might have a family that, well, my son's really into languages. He speaks 4 languages. Like, great. Let's have you have a sit down with a German teacher. Let's have a sit down with, right? And we can have that kind of conversation. So we do have the open house coming up on the 30th. And what we've done is we put that out there and we say, who's interested? And once we get the interest from the different groups, then we tailor our orientation. So we're going to have an orientation at present. We want to have one for early years, for families who are interested in early years, families who are interested in primary, secondary, and then sixth form. And of course, they'll all get together and we'll have a general plenary where we introduce the school and the staff and those kind of things. But then we want to get right into the classes and see what's going on.
Yeah, because this is daytime. This is not an evening thing. This is 9:30
you want to come and see the school.
9:30 to 11.
You want to see the school in action. You want to see what, where's the Commodore? What do these kids eat? What do they have?
Yeah.
And
but also you get to see what your child would go into at their age.
No, and we want to introduce those children to kids who are here and say, this is unfiltered. Why don't you talk to Philip? Why don't you talk to Serena? Why don't you talk to Maria? And learn from their experience, because the best spokespeople for your school are the kids who are learning in it, because they're living the reality, good or bad. Let's be fair. No school is perfect. Any school says they're perfect. Sorry, they're maybe they're just looking at a single lens, but you have to look at everything, because when you're dealing with 1,330 kids,
wow,
almost 200 staff on a regular basis. We got 270 staff that I got to write Christmas cards for. Right? I do them by hand. I'm famous for that. Yeah. It kills me by the end of December. But speaking to kids is the best way, and that's going to be a big part of our open house. We have student ambassadors that have put their hands up and say, hey, I was new 2 years ago. I wouldn't mind helping out, because I know how difficult it can be just the thought of coming to a new school, but it's not that bad. It's actually kind of exciting.
I mean, anything we've talked about then, facilities and some of the classes that are offered, they can see for themselves. But do you want to hear from them in advance before?
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, if someone comes up on any day, they're welcome to come on in. We'll get them a cup
sure.
of coffee.
But for this particular day, signing up online.
For this one, we got catering. So we want to make sure we get the right number of muffins, but so if they can there's lots of different pathways to register interest. One of them is through our website. Another one, we've got a special advertising feature where there's QR codes that people can click on, and then it'll take them to a sign-in page. And then what we try to do is as much work as we can in front of these events to find out, what are you interested in? What do you need to see, yes or no, when you come here, so that you can tick off that question that you have. Because there'll be new questions that come up as they come here. They'll be like, oh, how does that work over there? Or, what's up with that class? Can you tell me more about that? So,
well, any new families to the area then, or maybe someone listening online, relocating soon, you get the chance to come and see all this for yourself. 30th of November, 9:30 till 11 in the morning, and if possible, can you register in advance? In no way do I have a vested interest in this, but give us a follow on social media, because everything will go through there, all the info and
all of our social media. You can find us on Facebook and
look for Lady Lives in the School.
LinkedIn. The other thing, the easy one, is just www.les.edu.es, and go into our website, and there's a pop-up about our open day. As I said, though, I want to make sure that if a family is interested in the school and that day doesn't work, don't worry. Just get in touch with us, and we'll make our own mini open day. But it's a pragmatic thing too. To if there is a family that is interested in looking at a place in the school, places are becoming a little bit more challenging because we're getting full.
Numbers,
This year we're in a really great spot. We still have some spaces in the school, but we're robust, but we're not at waiting lists, whereas last year we had that situation. So we've opened up a few more forms and hired some more staff, and so we had a little bit more spread out. But it's definitely something, if for families who approach us in the summer, it can be very tricky. We might have places for some of the children, but not another child.
Sure. And
that's always difficult. But so the earlier the better. It's my dad always used to say, it wasn't raining when Noah built that ark. My dad had more one-liners.
You tend to have lots of expressions.
Right.
Mine's the same. Yeah.
So,
Chris, good to talk to you. It was great to have you back.
It's been great to sit down, and maybe I'll get down to BayRadio International Studios and see how things are going.
Well done with the branding. Thank you very much.